Hi guys, so today I'm going to talk about something else. I was going to talk about the process of divorce, but because it hasn't finished yet, thanks to COVID, today the reason that I changed my background to show my flat is because last Wednesday this flat finally became mine. I got to transfer the ownership from my ex-husband to mine. Mortgage approved probably a couple months ago, but last Wednesday we finally exchanged all the documents, and I got the letter from the bank saying the first payment will be withdrawn next month and all that stuff. So yeah, big celebration. Once things get a little bit better, I'd love to bring friends to the proper celebration. But you can see lots of plants I bought. I have more than 30 plants in my place. Only two plants died. When the lockdown started, I bought lots of plants to make my space a bit more green. Yeah, it's been great to have this flat during lockdown. I was able to give help to some of my friends who are in between places. I love inviting people for over dinner, and I think my parents always did that when I was young. Even still, in Vancouver, they always bring people over their place and having big meal. My mom always whenever I call mom, it's like most likely she's either making food to take to church or sharing, like cooking for friends and family. So that's how I kind of grew up, having enjoying time with friends and having people over and sharing food, cooking for them. That just really like big joy that I have. And unfortunately in the last few months I wasn't really able to do it because of a lockdown, but hopefully that finish pretty soon, and hopefully things get better. While I was editing this video, I thought it would be useful to provide some more information about how to buy a flat in London. The flat that I lived in last 5 years, I bought it with my ex-husband. Initially, when we started looking for a place to buy, we were planning to buy our house so that we can maybe flip into 2 units, and then we can make downstairs as rental unit, and then upstairs we could live there. Our budget was around 500,000 that time. I think we had to look probably 6 months by ourselves, and we quickly realized there are lots of challenges, getting planning permission to change sort of structure or layout of the house. And certain neighborhood, the council has rules around make it difficult to convert a house into two flats, for example. We realized that it's over than our budget that time, buying a house and then having enough fund to renovate. Perhaps we were already a bit busy with work, so wasn't really feasible to jump in those type of big project. Although I had experience of converting a studio when I lived in Seattle. I can talk about this story in another video. Like I did the whole renovation, but it was a studio, so I felt a little bit less confident to be able to accomplish that big project. So we started looking for flat instead of house. I think it was after 6 months of searching, we were recommended to have buying agent. We pay I think probably 5,000 to have this agent to search for us, representing us as a buyer. At the end, the place that we found was actually found by us on either Rightmove or Zoopla. We sent the list to the buying agent, and then they schedule all the viewing and negotiate the price as well, arranging mortgage broker and solicitor and everything. Mortgage company that we had that time, we didn't do any research at all because we sort of trusted the buying agent. But this time, because I had to look for the best deal and all that by myself, so I have more visibility around how to find a broker and working with a solicitor. So I got recommended by friends 3 different mortgage brokers. I can't really say whether which one was good or not because I didn't use the other 2. Everybody has different background and different credit, different down payment budget and all that stuff. So I recommend, first of all, get the recommendation by friends and by people that you know, and then speak to different brokers and see different options, and then speak to the solicitor company that the brokers working with, because my case broker was amazing. He wasn't free, but I realized that he also gets money from lender, and I think it was 200 or 300 pounds from lender, and maybe a couple hundred from solicitor as well. I pay probably 300, and there are one of them was free. He won't get any mortgage fee from me, but the solicitor that he connected, he introduced me to, was a lot more expensive than the other 2. So there is things that you can kind of see. Things are like free. There are other not hidden fee, but like he get money from, probably more money from solicitor. And what I want to also mention is like you need to do a little bit of research about solicitor company, because it is really tedious, really long process, and a lot of people, I never heard anyone has good experience of waiting period between, like after you get mortgage approval and then until going through all the documents and stuff. So I highly recommend to do check Google review about the solicitor before you pick which mortgage broker you want to go with. You have freedom of comparing different products and comparing different prices. So yeah, I would highly recommend to speak to like 3 different mortgage brokers, and then make the decision that best for you.